When the NASCAR opening season race began, so did the chaos within it. Yes, you've heard that correctly, there is a NASCAR race and wrecks do not happen? Is it likely? Yet, the most recent person to be impacted is the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Champion. Let's hear what he has to say about the hard crash at the Daytona 500 on NASCAR Zone. But before we begin, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. With 52 lead changes among 21 different drivers, this race tied for the second most lead changes in Daytona 500 history. But a lot of that was because of a car that made two very even lines for most of the race. On superhighways, drivers of next-gen cars can't make big moves like they used to, so they tend to get stuck in line and wait for their turn to pick up speed, an inch ahead. It wasn't a bad show, but it also showed that the superspeedway package could use a few tweaks, as it seemed to in the next gen's first season in 2022.
To win the Daytona 500 in his 20th try, finally the one prize in NASCAR racing.
Before we move on to the part about Larson's hit, let's talk about the winner of the opening race. Sunday's Daytona 500 in NASCAR was won by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who stayed ahead of Joey Logano through two restarts during extra time. Stenhouse's victory marks the third of his career in the Cup Series, ending a winless streak of 199 races that had lasted more than 5 years. After Daniel Suarez spun out with 2 laps remaining, forcing the first overtime, Stenhouse entered the picture after overcoming a speeding penalty on pit road. He then pushed Logano into the lead from the outside lane, making a daring drive to the inside for the lead when Austin Dillon and William Byron crashed in Turn 3 and produced a 13-car pileup. Then, Stenhouse and Logano reunited for double overtime, but Stenhouse appeared to be sitting when both Logano and Stenhouse made moves at the white flag.
He's upside down. The caution is out. And now the question becomes...
The 65th Daytona 500 was the longest one in the race's history. This is because there were 2 extra time periods, which added up to 212 laps. The old record was set in 2018 and 2019 with 207 laps. While Stenhouse and Logano ran side by side, Larson slipped back and triggered a multi-car accident in turns 1 and 2. But how did Larson do that hard crash? In fighting for a top 5 finish, Travis Pastrana was hit hard by Eric Almirola, sending the number 67 Toyota Camry TRD spinning to the inside of the track, where he hooked Kyle Larson in the right rear. Larson, who had started on the outside of the front row, took a direct hit when he drove into the outside wall, causing the destruction of his number 5 Hendrick cars, .com Chevrolet Camaro, and the collection of multiple other vehicles, including those driven by Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was declared the race leader at the moment of the caution flag, which gave him the victory in the 2023 Daytona 500.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., it has been a long time coming.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the race over Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, and Alex Bauman. After the crash, the Infield Care Center discharged all of the drivers who were involved in the collision, including Kyle Larson, who had sustained the most critical injuries as a result of the collision. What are your thoughts on the hard crash at the Daytona 500? Let us know in the comments section below. And also, do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Regarding the crash, Larson said, "I'm okay. It was undeniably a smashing success. It was the first time I'd used that mouthpiece, so I was intrigued to find out what it says. However, it was certainly one of the larger ones I've ever had. But thank goodness, the car seems to have survived. And not only that, but all of my protective gear and I are in good shape. It's just a shame. Everyone who finishes in the top 4 to 6 spots has a shot at winning the competition. I got away with such a lot. I was at a loss for how to proceed with it. I had the impression that in order for things to turn out the way I wanted them to, I needed to maintain my commitment to him at least through acts 1 and 2, and all the way down the home stretch. It was not at all what I had planned to do to attempt to take the lead as soon as I did. I'm so exhausted after that run. I was at a loss for how to proceed with it. I was afraid that if I got to him where I was going to get to him, it would either slow us down too much or cause a collision, and then we wouldn't be able to win. I wish I could give it another shot, but I'm glad that Ricky was able to come out on top. After I crashed, that was all I could think about while I was waiting to get out of the car and find out if he had won. Extremely happy for his team in Chevrolet, but I wish I could have finished it at least. We already know that Larson won the NASCAR Cup Series Championship in 2021 by claiming victory in the championship race, held at Phoenix Raceway. During the course of the season, Larson drove the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports exclusively. Previous to his departure from Chip Ganassi Racing in April 2020, he had competed for the organization in the number 42 car on multiple occasions. In addition to making it into the NASCAR playoffs in the years 2016-19 and 2021-22, Larson has a total of 19 victories in Cup competition. It was in March of 2021 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where he won his first race for Hendrick Motorsports. He won both the NASCAR All-Star Race in 2019 and the NASCAR All-Star Race in 2021. Following his victory in the same category in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2013, he was awarded the title of Sunoco Rookie of the Year in 2014. In his career, Larson has won 2 races in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and 13 races in the Xfinity Series. After Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the 65th Daytona 500 on Sunday, which kicked off the 2023 season at Daytona International Speedway, not only Kyle Larson but many drivers said about their experiences, including the winner himself. Stenhouse said, "They left me a note in the car that said they believe in me, and to go do the job tonight," he said. "I made a few mistakes. We were able to fight back and win." This team worked very hard over the offseason. They have great pit stops and engines made by Hendrick. Holy crap, this is crazy. This is where I won my last prize in 2017. We've done a lot of hard work. We had a couple of chances to win last year, but we didn't make it. It was a rough season, but man, we got it done. Daytona 500. When Kyle Busch went down there, I was able to push Joey Logano and get Kyle Larson out of the way. We ran a long way. I was hoping we'd get to the white there, but we didn't, so I knew I'd take the top. I hoped that Logano would follow, and he did. He was able to get us to leave. I went to the bottom. Busch got a big run, and Logano did very well. Larson cut me in half in the middle, but another dirt racer with Christopher Bell gave me a good shot down the short chute into 1, and Christopher Bell and I were in the lead when the caution flag came out. We were out of gas, so the fuel light was flashing all over the place. I hope Weil had fun. That was one crazy race. While Joey Logano, who came second, had a big regret. Regarding what he said, coming in second is the worst. Man, you're so close. I was in the front, leading the white flag lap. Kyle gave me a good push, and if you look in the mirror, you can see that you're 3 people wide across there. I thought the 3 wide was going to block a lane. It looked like Kyle was getting pushed ahead, and then Ricky started getting pushed ahead. I knew that if I drove to the bottom, my car wouldn't handle well. I had already been pushed off the bottom once, so I thought, if I go down there, I'm probably going to wreck. And I don't know if I can get down there in time to throw the block. So I didn't want to wreck my car either. Then you won't expect them to wreck either. You think you're racing to the finish line, and you put yourself in the best position to try to win at the start-finish line, but then you slow down. You wish you could hurry up and get there. Clearly, you can't when they cause that much damage. Best wishes to Ricky. Winning the Daytona 500 is like nothing else. That's why coming in second is so painful. Still proud of the team and the work they did to get this Mustang back to the front and get a Ford close to the front after winning the championship last year. But I wish it was in victory lane. What are your thoughts on what Joey Logano said? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.